Hello, 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 hello. Well, tonight we're going to be talking about the church folks. Who are the church folks that we're talking about on today? Is it you? Is it me? Is it us? Then I agree. We're talking about the church folks tonight. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Talking about the church folks. And we are on day 14 of our 30-day live challenge. Day 14. And so you all, we're gonna start talking about what this challenge is really about concerning business and business practices after day 15. But we are going to continue these lives for 16 more days. And but we will trying to transition it into talking about business. Okay, so y'all ready for tonight? Talking about the church folks. Yeah. So are there any church folks out there? Any church folks? Well, this live is for you and for anybody that you're around, any lives that you may be impacting. This live is for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. My name is Rhonda Jackson. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a master educator. I came from the corporate background, coming into the salon industry, noticing that there was a gap between the salon industry and the corporate world. And so I came up with a business strategy coaching program called Rich Girls Don't Cry. And with this coaching strategy, Rich Girls Don't Cry, it merges the business, the corporate, into the salon business. And the reason I came up with that is just to that the salon owners will have the structure and the practices of a corporation to where their salon is ran like clockwork without the salon owner actually having to be present. And it makes the salon a lot more easier. The clients are happy, the salon owner are happy, and the people that works in the salon is happy. So that's why we came up with this coaching program, and it's just helping the salon be ran more professionally. Okay. So, through my life, and my objective is to help prepare women to walk in the richness of life. So, when we say rich girls don't cry, and it's richness in every area of their life, so that when you hear the name rich girl, it only meaning or it denotes that it's a life filled with intentionally, proactively, and abundantly. It's lived intentionally and it's just lived abundantly. You're talking about the richness in life. So you're enjoying every part of your life. So even when, during these different lives that we talk about forgiveness or all the different lives we talked about, even talking about hair, all of this is leading it to living a rich life. And so that's why we say rich girls don't cry because we're actually operating in the richness of life. Okay. So now tonight we're talking about the church folks, right? And one of my girlfriends suggested that I do a post talking about saved and still having fun. Well, yeah, you can be saved and still have fun because you want to make sure that you have fun. And matter of fact, you want to enjoy your life because tomorrow isn't promised to us. But we don't have to live life so starched like tomorrow is not promised to us, but we do have to make sure that we're trying to live our best life, knowing that it's not promised to us, but we want to make sure we're living a life that God has promised for us, that exceedingly and abundantly, above all that type of life. And we're going to dance like nobody's watching. We're going to laugh until we cry, and we're going to enjoy life. And when you talking about enjoying life, you laugh a lot. You go out with friends, you enjoy yourself, and you always laughing, right? And so, but thinking about laughing, let me put this shameless plug in. Our church is hosting a Laugh Out Loud comedy night Saturday, July 29th. It's from 6 to 6 to 8. It's a Liberty Temple Full Gospel Church from in Chicago on 79th Street. And the Laugh Out Loud Comedy Night is from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. And we have our guest comedian is Jeremiah Frazier. So we're talking about laughing. Y'all, the tickets are $20. If you need a ticket, you can inbox me or just put it in the comment. I'm coming. And, come have a great time. We're going to be there. We're going to laugh. And then we're going to go home. But for those, if you can also, we are hosting a prayer shut-in from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. that day. So we'll be there all day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Going to have a prayer shut-in. And then from 6 to 8, we're doing a comedy night, Laugh Out Loud Comedy Night. Saints, it's time to lighten up, have some fun, and enjoy life. Okay? So now, who are these church folks? Who is on here? Are you a church folks? I know I am. And I love having fun, right? So when you are the church, we got to remember that we are the church. We are the church outside of the four walls of the building. We are the church. So everywhere you go, you got to be careful what you say, what you do, because you got to remember that you are the church. And being you're saying your life is lining up like Christ. So Jesus didn't stay in one spot. He went out. He didn't even have an ability. He was out. And so that's the thing that we have to do is make sure that we're out. We're outside and we're outside the four walls. And yet we're still doing the will of the Father. We can't just be in church on Sunday doing the will of the Father. You got to be in church Monday through Saturday as well. Because the church is you. You are the church, folks. You are what people see. And they're judging the church by your action, right? And so we are servants of God, called to be servants to others. It's not about us, but it's all about Christ. And so, we are to enjoy our life. But as a believer, we have to be careful and allow our light to so shine. And even Rihanna sung a song, Shine Bright Like a Diamond. So letting our light so shine refers to us living a life in a way that reflects your faith, your values, and positively impacting those around you. So what are some of the ways that we can let our light so shine? We got to lead by example. When we lead by example, it demonstrates your belief through your actions. So you're showing kindness, compassion, and you're showing love to others. But it's also being honest and respectful, considering your actions. Also, we got to practice empathy. We talked about that yesterday on yesterday's broadcast, showing empathy. When you always seek to understand and empathize with the struggle and the feelings of others, that's showing empathy. And another way that you let your light so shine, you got to stay optimistic. Nobody wants to be around anybody. We talked about that before, being a Debbie Downer, and then everything you talk about, you're sad about everything. You're not feeling well, or you say he say, she say. Nobody wants to be around that. People want to be around somebody that's optimistic, that's lifting them up, and so be a source of positivity and encouragement, and avoid gossip, negativity, and judgmental attitude. Instead, focus on uplifting other people. Because when you uplift other people and you inspire other people like to see you, they like being around you because you encourage them and you brighten up their day. And when you share your faith, this is important that we do. We share our faith, but it's kind of hard to share your faith if you're always walking around with a bad attitude and you're always walking around talking about somebody or gossiping. You're the leader or in the middle of a gossiping group. Then it's hard to share your faith. Who's going to listen to you? And another thing, don't be pushy sharing your faith. I think I told somebody about that story when my sister was in college and how she didn't let me in her dorm room because I was real pushy when I first got saved. She was telling her roommate, don't tell her I'm here. But she's saved today, right? But my light was so shining. But you got to share your faith, but don't be pushing. People will actually take notice of your life and begin to ask you, why are you so happy? What's going on with you? Girl, you always smiling. What's going on? And then that's how that opens the door for you to share your faith. And I remember working with this young man years ago, and he was one of the janitors in the building, and he was always whistling and smiling and good morning. Oh my God, he used to get on my last nerve because he was always so happy. And just one day I asked him, why are you so happy? What's going on? And he told me that he was saved. And I'm like, okay, what's that? I mean, okay, you have to be that happy. You got to whistle every morning. I'm coming in like I don't even want to be there and just tired and probably didn't even sleep last night for going out partying all night. And so he used to just always have the same attitude every day. Every day. And so, sure enough, when he began to share his faith, then I began to take notice of it. And, I didn't get saved right away, but when I did give my life to the Lord, he was one of the first persons I called because I wanted what he had. And so when you live a life like that, you're positive, you're warm, you're approachable. People want to grasp hold of that. People want to be a part of that. And so we got to make sure also that we are being forgiving. You cannot hold on to grudges, and you got to practice reconciliation and don't harbor unforgiveness. Y'all, we need to believe this. My hand before God. I know this lady, she's at least 60, maybe even 70 years old. She is still harboring unforgiveness to somebody that made her mad in high school. She still brings that up today, that she don't like them because she remember when. I'm like, are you serious here? You're mad at somebody from 60, I mean, not 60, 40 years ago, and you still have that in your heart. That's heavy. And you don't need to have those type of conversations with people. I mean, you don't need to have that type of resentment in your heart because you're mad at somebody and I'm sure if that person is even still living, they do not even know that you're holding unforgiveness. So somebody just type in the comments, let it go. We got to learn how to let it go. And I'm not sure why I'm not seeing comments on tonight again. Okay, I don't know. This is crazy. Anyway, I need my friend on here so she can show me how to do it. But yeah, so we cannot afford to harbor unforgiveness. And we're not going to talk about what it does to the body when you do harbor unforgiveness, because it has a lot of negative health factors in it when you start harboring unforgiveness. Okay, thank you, DeFreeze. I see it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. So another thing we have to do when we allow our light to so shine is we have to choose love over hate. When we choose love over hate, no matter what, we got to respond with love and compassion. And I know it's easier said than done, but we got to make sure that we practice. That's why we say practice love over hate, because it's really, it's not as easy when, somebody make you mad and you taking the high road, because then you start questioning yourself, like, why do I have to take the high road all the time? But, that's allowing our light to so shine before men, right? And so also we got to make sure that we're living in integrity. When we live in integrity, we are allowing our actions to line up with our belief. And we're practicing great behavior, and it reinforces the sincerity of our faith. Right, DeFreeze, you can move on. Take the high road and keep it moving. Right. Yeah. And so sometimes, y'all, we have to just go out our way to show kindness. Acts of kindness never hurt anyone. Even in the moments of frustration or disagreement, we have to remember to be kind. It's not easy, but we can do it. We can do it. We have to do it. We have to do it. And so also remember that when we let our light so shine before men, it does not mean that we have to be perfect or we have to have all the answers, but it's about striving to live your life in a way that reflects your faith and bring positivity to the lives of others. Sometimes our life is the only Jesus others may see. Can you believe that? There, you may be the seed or you may be the water to their life, to where, because the Bible tells us one man watered, one man planted, another water, but it's God to give the increase. You know, they seeing you before God is giving the increase. They're looking at your life. What is your life saying to them? Do your life say, is telling them, you know what, this is good to be saved, this is good, you know, to live a life in Christ? Or is your life saying, you know what, I don't even want to have any part of them? But we got to make sure that our light is so shiny before man. And that's important for us. And you know, the Bible called it being a living epistle, read of all men. A living epistle read of all men. They're going to read you. Sometimes you're the only Bible they're going to read. What are they reading? What are they saying? So we got to make sure our light is so shiny before men. And I just seen this on a young man's post earlier today. And it said, your words start to lose the value when your actions don't match. You know, and they say it best, you know, you're saying one thing, but you're living something else. Your words have to match up, your life have to match up with your word. What are you saying and how are you living? They need to line up with one another, because if it don't, then your life is speaking a lot louder than your words. And people they see what you're doing more than they hear what you're saying. That's why the Bible said, let your light so shine. Because when you're letting, that giving permission, that that people are actually seeing what you're doing. What does that look like when our light is so shining before men? Are you a living epistle read of all men? Are people actually drawn to Christ by the life that you're living before them? Are you able to even share your faith? You know, because if you're not, you know what? These are just some of the examples of what we can do to let our light so shine. But you know, we got to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. Because if we are supposed to go out into the harvest, we got to make sure that people are really joining to us, or people are really welcoming us, because, you know, and they are allowing us to speak into their life because of our faith, because of how we're living. So we got to make sure, you all, that we are clothing ourselves in humility and that we're walking the life of Christ. Because tomorrow isn't promised to us. Yes, have fun. Yes, dance. Yes, enjoy your life. But more than anything, be a living epistle read of all men. Enjoy God, enjoy life, and love one another. And we got to get this word out, you all. And it's imperative that we get this word out. Okay? So you all, thank you all once again for coming on this live. I appreciate each of you. Thank you for the like, the share, the comments. I appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow at the same time. Again, my name is Rhonda Jackson, and I maximize the salon owner, and we are bringing the corporate strategies back into the salon setting to give you just to build culture in the salon experience and to give you a professional salon setting. So thank you all for coming, and I'll see you on tomorrow night. Thank you. Bye-bye.